I was popping everybody. Welcome to another video, another trade recap. Happy Friday. It is December 5th, 2025, and I'm going to bring y'all a trade recap. Now, I'm not going to be bringing y'all trade recaps every day. I just want to bring the ones where I feel like they have a specific message or a specific just type of value that you guys can gain from. So whenever I do feel like that, that's when y'all going to get a trade recap. And so yeah, today I'm bringing y'all a cherry cap on how I lost 2% across three of my Alpha Futures accounts. These are evals, by the way. I lost 2%, like not a crazy bad P&L wise losing day. I kept my losses managed. However, I do think that I made like two very key mistakes that basically costed me a lot of money today. And I'm gonna break it down. It's very frustrating. I'm pretty upset with myself. And it hurts, but I'm gonna bring it to y'all. So coming into the day, I'm going to show you a pre-market open. And this is essentially where we were at. Price was trading out of a 4-hour bullish gap. We had a lot of resting low resistance liquidity to the upside, and that was essentially my target. We also had still left Asia's dealing range from yesterday unfilled, which is this red box right here. This was the unfilled dealing range from yesterday's Asian session. So that was kind of like my main draws. I wanted to see higher. We had a lot of low resistance on the ups or on the higher time frame. I wanted to see all of that. So, excuse me. So, yeah. So coming into the day, I'm just kind of waiting to see if price is going to inverse these 15-minute gaps or not. Which we did right at market open. We ended up inversing with the change in this state. However, I don't trade market open. I like to let first 5-10 minutes settle before I actually take any trades. So from there, we literally skyrocketed higher. No real entry here, just straight move up. Some people might have caught that just off the change and say I just don't trade off market open, so I did not take that. So the first trade I actually took ended up coming here, and this is where I made the mistake at. Right here. This is where I made a mistake that essentially costed me my day. Such a very just minor petty mistake that costing me my day. So we are in this 5-minute gap. We're tapping back into the 4-hour. We just swept the 930 low. I'm looking for a higher price. From here, we get a 15-second inversion for a value gap. I enter short. As y'all know, the 5 and the 15-minute are in correlation with each other. I enter long right here. And genuinely, my stop loss, I thought it was at this low here, which as y'all can see, never was tapped. I literally just misplaced it, literally like 2 ticks above, and I ended up getting stopped out here. And as y'all can see, price ran to the first target, and then we had the other hourly targets here. I will show y'all again. Price ended up meeting every target draw that I had. Yeah, so it was this, that, I believe these highs as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, now we already met that. So mainly just the deviation and then that internal gap high, but I essentially was aiming for this high up here, which would have put me at a very good spot. However, as y'all can see, I end up getting stopped out because I placed my stop loss at the wrong spot. I just wasn't paying attention enough. Which is why I'm so frustrated and mad at myself, because that's such a minor and just stupid mistake that I made. Just literally misplacing my stop loss. That was the first loss I took. Now the second trade I ended up taking came slightly after that. I tried a short out, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Do I think this was the smartest short? I don't think it was a bad short. I think it had context behind it and it had confluence, which is like what I like to align my trades with. So I'm not that mad at it. It came right here. So as y'all can see, this red dotted line is consequent encroachment for an YM from this higher time frame hourly wicker. Consequent encroachment, and YM was respecting it. We're showing respect. We had an SMT as well. So to me, I'm like, all right, we can probably see some type of retracement, maybe come down, resweep these lows. So I ended up trying the short once we put in, I believe, this candle right here. Yeah, ended up trying the short. We had the 15-second inversion plus the change in the state. Entered short on this candle. Instantly stopped out. I'm not really mad at That was a small loss. I didn't really. Both of these losses were relatively small. This one was a little bit larger, but this one I did de-risk, so this was a smaller loss. And this was basically just me just not reading the day correctly. I can take that. Now I did end up catching the long. I did end up recognizing what we were doing. We had inverse the 2 minute, and this is where I ended up re-entering long at with very low risk. Just to that high there. I ended up letting it run actually. I'm not. I ended up taking off at this high. So I let this runner run. Um, Once we ended up taking that high at right there. So I was in this trade for a little minute, but it ended up playing out. Um, and yeah, those were essentially the trades. I did end up taking another one, which resulted in a loss. And from here, I kind of tilted a little bit just because I was so frustrated at the fact that I should have been up a lot more on the day. These accounts should have been passed. And that wasn't the case. So the next short I ended up taking was a short that ended up getting stopped out. Where was it at? We had an unfilled. No, I tried to short, like, I believe it was here. We had the unfilled 5 minute beneath us, and I want to say we had a 15-second model that I tried to play off of. Yeah, I tried to play off of this right here to the unfilled 5 minute. As y'all can see, didn't play out. And then from there, I was like, all right, this is not my day. I missed my move, all because I wasn't paying attention. So very frustrating with today. Not happy at all because I had the correct bias, everything on my part. What I wanted to see was correct. I just didn't execute properly. And these are kind of the more trading days. Um, like I can live with that, the fact that I was just wrong or anything or something like that. But today I genuinely just made it very a rookie mistake, honestly. Something I should not be doing. I should be paying attention a lot better. So that's why I am pretty frustrated with today. I am not happy about it at all. But we live and we learn, we live and we grow. So that's all we can do. So I appreciate y'all for watching though. I will catch y'all next week. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Thank you. And peace out.